that is very good. And obviously, main points of it is that's where our main movement comes from. So the first movement, in terms of power and strength, comes from glutes and hips. So if we're, and I know a lot of people are, and if you're tight throughout your hips and you haven't got good movement throughout your hips, you're going to be lacking your strength as well. I've just been training up on the Gold Coast last week with a guy who, and I push this a lot if you've seen it, YouTube Zoo, ZW, I've said it a couple of times to a few people on courses and stuff throughout this year. I think it's absolutely a brilliant concept, and I trained with him on the Gold Coast, and have a look at it. There's a number of footage on there, and they're great conditioning tools, and they're also great tools for just in terms of movement and stretching throughout, I suppose, a range, in terms of range throughout hips, knees and stuff. So in terms of hips, what I'm going to do is I'll show you a couple of things what we call prehab routine, which we get our guys to do before they come in and do a lifting activity, and that is to enable to elongate one side and then we're contracting the other side. So basically we're stretching one side but we're going through a range the other side. So Nick, do you want to come out, mate, because we'll use you and we can talk it through. Nick's one of our young 16s that we've had in our Rebel Rugby program. So the first one I'm going to do is, this is a movement we just come in, so it's really controlled. So it gets, keep going, mate, just keep going. We get through the hips. And main things I'm looking for is extension throughout the back, so he activates on his glute and his hip. There's also a hamstring here. So yeah, if we're tight throughout our hamstring squats, we don't get depth in our squat. First position we go into, and when we go into the crouch, there's obviously that movement, isn't it? We're there, particularly obviously talking about setup and getting to the parallel. So we get these guys to first do that. Once again, for us at community land, I suppose, that's an activity that get you basically doing on their own as soon as they're arriving, or collectively you can do that halfway through the warm-up if you wanted to. Yeah, 10 either side, and take all your weight on one side, yeah, and activate that, getting back, try and get back as long as you can, and as you come in you want the hips to be coming forward and the glute to be activated, so you're squeezing your bum cheeks as you come through, and you're trying to get full reach on your legs at the back of it. Any questions on that, guys? Opposite hand. Yeah, that's where I was standing there. The other one we're going to do is a static A, so up against the wall. Let's do it this one here, right? So we get him up in like a good running shape, so he gets up nice and tall on that foot. And we just have a pregnant pause at the top with it, and then dynamically we go to the other one. Speed it. As soon as his foot's parallel to that on the ground, we activate our hip in here. So once again, guys, I'll keep talking about it. If you're strong throughout here, yeah, that's where you're going to be strong in terms of your power. Yep, so it's a static A. Once again, we use these just as two little tools, prehab activities, before we go into doing any of our lifting when we come in. Yeah, the other thing is, they are getting good range throughout their ankle. Yep, so he's up in his toe to start with, so you're getting good range throughout your ankle, hip as well. Any questions on that before we start? Yeah, the other thing is, guys, with it is obviously flexibility is the main point of it. Yeah, the difference between being flexible, but then also being strong over a range. And if you look at that zoo stuff, and the bloke's name's Nathan Hellberg, he's got another website as well, and that's what I mean in terms of strength just through range. He's just done a lot of work with pre-season Crusaders. They've just done a pre-season with the NZ7s. Force did it this year, and hopefully we'll get into these guys here. We'll see, but I'll take you through a little bit of that just at the end, just to show you some movement. All this probably won't do it, but just a couple of seconds of cracking, we'll see the benefits of it. What we'll do, guys, is now we'll just I'll look at these movements. We'll take Nick and do the lift for us, and then we'll just talk about them, and then the main points that we're activating, how we look at this and technique. So we might just use that back there. So guys, come around, find a bit of space.